Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The receiving numbers for Hopkins a week ago. 6 catches, 79 yards, and a touchdown.
And you can tell early they're going to look his way quite a bit, and he made himself available on that one.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. A second fake, and he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's James. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Out of the gun, Herbert. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Herbert back to the air. Ertz has it left side. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
That was an okay hookup there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now Jones. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0. On EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got room. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 33. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offensive coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He finds his man, complete. That's James. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Herbert now. He finds his man, complete. That's James. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
It kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups. Right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time, and that's not easily done because you know all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
First down,
now a play fake here on 1st down. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
It'd be interesting to see what he decides to do the next time he's in the position we just saw there. Outside of the pocket, takes a throw downfield and turns up incomplete. I wonder if next time he might take off and run.
Out route looking for McLaurin. He's got him. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 39. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They go play action here on 1st down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Offense was moving them a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 20-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! David Montgomery, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the final act was the David Montgomery touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. From the 10. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. To throw again on second down. Herbert. Well, that's complete to Sanders. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. 2nd down and 3. Off play action. Jones. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. A good pickup there at 22.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll run with Robinson, and he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Again, it'll be Robinson. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Brian Robinson Jr., his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. And he's got his big tight end here. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Herbert. That's swung out wide to Sanders. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Herbert on first down now. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. The final shot before the break for Herbert. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. And they've reached halftime with the score 17-10. Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown run in that first half. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Kenneth Walker. What a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Russell Wilson, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded right at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Saints to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, Robinson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 66 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
A gain of 12. First down, New Orleans.
Jones throwing on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
And that's complete downfield to Cooks. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Let's go.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Back to throw again. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Terry McLaurin. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And yet again, it's McLaurin. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes, and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. All right, ball at the 1-yard line, 4th down. What do you say?
I say go, because if you can't get 1 yard, you know what's the old adage? If I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win anyway. Tell your team it's that time. Who's going to get down into the trenches, grind it out, and make sure that ball gets in the end zone? Who's it going to be? Let's go do it.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Make plays, y'all. Make plays.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. He'll start with a handoff to Sanders. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
A gain of 6. And the Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Another run with Sanders. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more.
He was brought down by
3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
That's taken on the 25. Powering forward. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. A very solid gain of 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice job escaping the pocket. And boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Saints have opened the lead up to 30. Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Chargers, nothing. Eddie Pinheiro set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This taken in at the goal line. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert caught left side. Hopkins.
That's the end.
3 quarters in the books. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
At the Saints' 45-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Again, Herbert. Finding Ertz again. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
2nd and 3 at the 21-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert got a man and he hits him in stride. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Tackle made by Grover Stewart. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Sanders. And Sanders has it poked free. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one. Say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Stills. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one. Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Richie James from 6 yards away. And the Chargers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. The PAT up and... Second, there is a flag.
Defense.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones steps away. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now Jones. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he is going to have a Saints first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
And the Saints first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 22-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Robinson up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the counter, this is Robinson. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll run again here with Robinson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Saints, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4.